Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. And I do have a members-only channel with a lot of perks from members, including weekly live workshops with a different manifesting topic each week, weekly live group coaching, a lot of exclusive content, monthly challenges for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website or to the membership channel. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to bring your guys' attention to something that can really sabotage your manifesting efforts. And this is something that many people are guilty of doing, something that many people are not careful enough about, and something that doesn't tend to be talked about a lot, even though it's very important. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So what is this thing, you guys, that can influence, affect, and even sabotage your manifesting if you're not careful enough about it? This is the content that you consume, whether that is on social media, on TV, in books that you read, in magazines or newspapers that you read, if any of you are still reading those, what you browse on your phone, and so on. Let me tell you that as a YouTube creator, I have access to analytics that show me what other channels my members are predominantly watching. Of course, this information is not personalized, so don't worry about that. I don't know what each and every one of you is watching. These are more general statistics. But what I do see is that yes, there is some other manifesting content being consumed, but aside of that, there is also a lot of other content that can really hurt your manifesting. And that is anything from tarot card readings, psychics, all the way to relationship coaches who are teaching you how to play games. And not only do they teach you how to play games, they also teach you how to be toxic, how to get triggered by things that the other person does, and a whole array of other things that contradict your efforts in conscious manifesting. In other words, and these are not the only examples, but these are some of the most prominent examples, you want to be very careful about what content you are consuming if you have decided to make conscious manifesting a lifestyle. You cannot be consuming content that is trying to explain the 3D, pathologize the 3D, analyze the 3D, make decisions off of the 3D, make you triggered based on things that happen in the 3D, and so on. This is not the way that conscious manifesting goes, and this is not the way that you're supposed to be thinking as a conscious manifester. And what you're doing to yourself by indulging in all this other content is that you're confusing yourself with multiple mixed messages. You're not allowing yourself to stick to one story. You're making it harder for yourself to stay in the wishful field because on one hand, you're going in, you're doing your inner practice, you get yourself into a good state, and then the next moment you go and watch a tarot card reading that tells you that your SP is not coming back, for example. Or you go and watch a relationship coach that tells you, oh, if they wanted to reach out to you, they would. And the fact that they're not reaching out to you means that they don't want you, they don't care enough about you, and so on. Now, let me say one thing here, because I always say, and I always stand behind that teaching, that's something that I teach. All realities exist. So if you want to interpret your reality and view it from the point of view of the 3D, then you're absolutely at freedom to do that. You can indeed analyze the 3D, draw conclusions from the 3D, get your cues from the 3D, decide based on the 3D how to feel, how not to feel, and so on. However, be aware that this is not the way that you are supposed to be thinking acting or perceiving reality as a conscious manifestor. And if you're trying to do both, you will just end up confused, overwhelmed, delayed in your manifestation. You're going to be triggered much more. You're going to be spiraling a lot more. You're going to be going in and out of your desired state all the time. So if you ask me, as a conscious manifestor and as a coach and a teacher of these teachings, it is worth being extremely careful, at least while you're still vulnerable and while you still have a lot of resistance to your manifestation, as to what content you are consuming. Any content that has the ability or the potential to trigger you, to cause you to spiral, to cause you to second guess your states and the ideas that you are trying to cultivate within yourself, can potentially jeopardize your mental state, can definitely jeopardize your mental diet, and at the very least, it's going to delay you in your manifestation. In some cases, and I've seen it happening, it can even derail you completely. So I wanted to say this, and I wanted to make this video to remind this to you guys and warn you of this, because this is something very important. You see, what the output is of our thoughts, our assumptions, our mental and emotional states has a lot to do with what the input is. In other words, whatever we consume makes its way into our thoughts, into our assumptions, into the stories that we accept as true for ourselves, into the resistance that we feel about the 3D, into how much we doubt the law, how much we doubt manifestation, and so on. So especially if you are someone who is just starting out, be very careful about the other content that you consume that has nothing to do with conscious manifesting. I am not here telling you not to listen to music, not to watch your favorite TV series, not to watch a movie that you like. None of that. I'm not saying be that strict, but at the very least have some discretion about what you consume. Don't readily go and click on the next clickbait video if it's from a tarot card reader, or from a psychic, or from a relationship coach, or from some other sort of expert who is looking to explain the 3D to you and pathologize the 3D for you and steer your thinking towards that direction. We are both fortunate and unfortunate to be living in an era where we are bombarded with information. The thing that you want to keep in mind is that not everyone who goes online is necessarily an expert. A lot of these people create content just to make a quick buck. A lot of these people use AI to create content. Many of these people don't even know what they're talking about, and you are sitting there in your desperation and in your vulnerability, taking them seriously and allowing them to throw you off your good state and second guess everything and spiral over everything and then get confused and overwhelmed, and before you know it, you fell off track on your manifestation once again. So it takes discipline, you guys, it takes discernment, and it takes a strong will to want to make conscious manifesting your lifestyle. That means, I'll say it once again, I've said it in so many videos, buying the pearl of great price, not giving your power away to external sources, not allowing external sources to dictate to you how to feel and what to think. Learn to think for yourself. Learn to decide for yourself. Learn to find the answers within yourself without reliance on all these external sources and all these so-called experts. And you will see how much less distracted you're going to be in your conscious manifesting and how faster you will start seeing results and you will start seeing the 3D shifting. Because you won't be loading it with all these narratives and all these stories and all these doubts and all these charged emotions that can come with that. So this is my piece of advice, you guys. Of course, for all those of you who trust me, I know not everyone is going to take this advice, and it's fine. But for those of you who trust me, and for those of you who are serious about making conscious manifesting a lifestyle, be very careful what content you consume. Because being a conscious manifestor requires you to learn to look at reality from a different perspective. And a lot of this content doesn't help you do that. In fact, it pushes you the opposite direction. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.